Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Victoria 2 as Sardinia-Piedmont. We are once again involved in a crisis war, this one over the liberation of Poland instead of Albania this time, but it has actually shaken out pretty similarly to the previous one in terms of who's on which side. We are actually doing pretty well, our side being France, Russia and us, and we are making pretty good progress on occupying Austria here, though not enough yet to add the liberation of Lombardia as a war goal, which is what we really would like to do here. So let's unpause and continue here. I'll actually go to speed 3 actually for this war, because we may have to react quickly to the appearance of some armies or something. France is making very good progress into Germany here, which is really nice to see, and also into the UK. And Russia, unfortunately, on our side is taking the brunt of the casualties, it looks like, but they're actually taking back some land over here, maybe. Though it seems like they're outnumbered by the Austrian troops in the area, so maybe that won't last. Anyway, we should spend more time focusing on our own issues here. Finish this occupation. Let's see again if we can add a war goal. Not yet. We are getting the ticking war score against us from the liberation of Poland war goal being fully occupied, or whatever there. But hopefully we can win anyway. War between Persia and Afghanistan. Okay. Send you up here. I wonder if it's possible for us to use our navy productively here. I guess the Ottomans are the ones most likely to have a powerful navy. 55 ships. Compared to only 35 of ours. Yeah, I don't think we can really afford to try to bring our navy around to siege or to blockade Austria here. And the UK is occupying us in Zanzibar, okay. Not too concerned about that. We have another occupation here. Still no war goal that we can add. Oh, and we're occupied down here, which is definitely bad news. That's going to be worth more since it's not colonial. We should probably do something about that. Fortunately, it's only 5, or probably 2 brigades. So once we can spare some troops to send down there, we should be able to take care of it without too much trouble. So we've maxed out at 50 war score from battles, unfortunately. In terms of numbers on each side, it's still pretty even. France still doing extremely good work on their 2 fronts. Russia still having a pretty bad time though. We'll just continue occupying territory. And surely eventually the war will be going well enough for us to add a war goal. And here comes an Austrian army. So let's move this army around here in case we need to reinforce something. Still no possible war goals to add. Okay. Well, we don't want to fight them in the hills if we can help it. You're going to arrive here on the 16th. You would get there on the 18th, so we'll take a defensive battle in the woods. That seems fine to me. This general even has +3 defense. We can reinforce. And let's see how this goes. So they have -1 from a crossing, as well as the -1 from the terrain, and the dig-in against them as well. And our reinforcements will be there in 5 days. We're still being occupied down in Egypt, which is not really a problem. Rebels in Tuscany. They should be able to take care of that, no problem. And this battle is just about over. We'll actually take part of this army and follow the remainder of the Austrians. Even though it's into hills. Actually, mountains, I think. Should be able to win this anyway and hopefully wipe that army. Still no way we can add a war goal, which is kind of surprising to me. I would have expected to be able to by now. But I guess all we can do is continue sieging and hope that we are able to add one before this ends. France sweeping across Germany in an inexorable blue tide, and the same in the UK. What is the UK up to? Do they not have an army for some reason? Only 93 brigades. Like, they must have lost pretty much all of their troops in battles up here. Apart from the ones they have down in Africa and elsewhere around the world, I assume. Alright, so we won the Battle of Innsbruck, and that stack is now gone. How is Austria doing for troops? 50 brigades left, so they still outnumber us. Fortunately, they're only sending their troops after us in small enough groups that we can defeat them, which is very kind of them. You head up here and just join up with this stack since it's pretty depleted at this point. Okay, we get extra organization. We could get point defense system, or we can switch to elsewhere. That's probably going to be quite useful to us. Okay, this occupation's finished. I suppose we should do something about the British troops here. I'm a little nervous about the Ottomans' navy, though there's no sign of it. I think we'll actually take this army and bring it home. Use that to chase the British away, so extra army organization is fine. Lost another siege to Britain down there. France is now entering Austria from the north, which is good. Chance they can distract any Austrian armies that would otherwise bother us. Okay, since you are unsupported now, why don't you head up here and be in the mountains while you're sieging? Just to give you a better chance in case of Austrians. Let's see, how many transports do we have here? 8 transports? Right. So let's take 8 of our best looking brigades. Unfortunately, the only good ones here are really the mobilized brigades, and I guess the artillery is in decent condition, so maybe we should just wait until the end of the month before we take any of those troops over, just to get some amount of reinforcements there. Okay, so it's almost August. Alright, let's see. Take the cavalry, and it looks like all of our infantry brigades are looking mostly destroyed, so we'll just take the mobilized troops instead. And our healthiest looking artillery as well. Get you on the boats. And are we going to path through the British army there? Okay, instead. Actually, that's probably fine. We should have enough troops to take them out pretty easily. Oh, in fact we weren't. Well, that's fine too. So we can take these sieges back, and in the meantime take a couple more occupations up here in Austria and hopefully be able to add a war goal. I'm going to be pretty disappointed if we don't manage to liberate Lombardia as part of this war. Oh, and here is Austria's fleet. We need to get our transports into port. Okay, there's Salzburg. Head to Innsbruck. Still no war goals. Overall, we're up to 52% in our favor, which is good. Also, the war goal for France to acquire North German Rhineland has been added. Which I probably should have noticed previously. Okay, I think we should go and fight this British army, just to stop them causing trouble here. And then we can take this stack back to Austria to have them continue their occupations. Persia increasing relations with us for some reason. Germany almost completely occupied now. And most of the UK as well. So it's pretty certain at this point, I guess, that this war is going to end in our favour. The only question really is whether we can add our war goal in time. And we'll get this army on the way up here. We should be pretty safe in this area with all the French armies there too. And it seems like Russia is fighting back pretty well here. Germany looking pretty bad. They may not have that many troops left. Only 13 brigades, so they've been pretty well destroyed. Austria is somewhat healthier. They have probably the most troops left out of anyone in Europe, at least. I assume the UK still has a reasonable number of troops that are probably mostly in Africa and elsewhere. Oh, here are some Austrian troops. I think we can probably return to speed 4 for the time being, since we're not likely to have to fight too many more armies or do any more tricky maneuvering. Let's catch up on some of these industry techs we're a little behind on. And once we get to 1869, I'm going to start saving up research points so we can get, whichever it was, machine guns as quickly as possible, which will allow us to invent colonial negotiations. Hopefully be the first person in the world to invent it. Alright, another occupation here and here. Please, can we add the war goal? Still no. Serbia has gone bankrupt. Alright, well, we'll just continue sieging, I suppose, until the war ends. Or we can add the war goal, whichever comes first. Greece has gone bankrupt. 59% in our favor. Moldavia gone bankrupt. A lot of bankruptcy going around, apparently. Okay. And there we go, the war is over. Again, we did not get to add our war goals, which is very disappointing. Let's get our troops back and demobilize. I suppose the good news is that Germany got pretty much destroyed. Austria had a lot of losses as well, so they may be weaker when we go to declare war on them again. But it would have been much nicer if we were able to get our liberation of Lombardia done right now. Okay, Germany's back to increasing relations with us. We should have time to get early railroads before we need to start saving up tech points. And I suppose since we have a truce with Austria for 5 years now, we're not going to be able to declare war on them in the near future, so we should spend some infamy on conquering some more of Egypt. It's going to have to wait for the next episode though, because we're out of time here. So thanks for watching, and join me again then.